Hello everyone, it's Miss Redmond here. This is lesson 3 of the chemical reactions topic and it's all about burning fuels. If you haven't got one already, please go and grab a pen and a piece of paper so you can take notes. And on this slide you've got your learning journey, so feel free to pause the video and write that information down. Alright, so the general equation for burning or combustion is this. It's fuel plus oxygen, arrow, carbon dioxide plus water. I can give you a specific example of that, and it's methane. So methane is the gas that comes out of your cooker at home if you've got a gas cooker, and out of the gas taps at school. So whenever you're lighting a Bunsen burner, you are burning methane in oxygen and producing carbon dioxide and water. You can also have a symbol equation for this reaction. We'll talk about these in more detail in another lesson, but these are very useful because it shows you've got the same atoms at the beginning and the end, but they're rearranged in a different way. So you can see here that you've got carbon, hydrogen and oxygen at the start. You've still got carbon, hydrogen and oxygen at the end, but they're arranged in a different way. And if you go to this YouTube video, you can see a demonstration of those products of burning. Okay, so a fuel is any substance that burns to transfer energy by heating. So we've got methane from the Bunsen burners, we've got fuel for a car, we've got wood, and we've got coal. They are all fuels. Burning or combustion, the chemical reaction of a fuel with oxygen from the air to produce heat energy. And combustion is just a different name for burning. So again, you've got wood and coal burning, and here you've got a picture of raku firing. So this is a nice crossover to art because this is a decorative technique that they use in Japan for decorating pots and ceramics. Methane is a compound of carbon and hydrogen. It has the formula CH4, so 1 atom of carbon, 4 atoms of hydrogen, and it's the gas that we use for the Bunsen burners in school and the one you cook with if you have a gas hob. So this is an artist's impression of what methane looks like, and this is 2 scientists burning the methane that's being released from by ice melting up in Siberia. So there's methane bubbles trapped underneath the ice, and because of global warming, climate change, that ice is melting and it's releasing the methane, which is a big problem because methane is a very powerful greenhouse gas. So renewable and non-renewable resources. Something that has a limited supply or is used faster than it can be replaced is called non-renewable. Something that has an unlimited supply or can be replaced as fast as it's used is called renewable. And this picture is showing us some examples of those. So if we look at the bottom, the non-renewable things, you've got coal being dug out of the ground, you've got cars and things. I presume they're buried in a landfill. They're non-renewable because there's a limited amount of iron. You've got oil being drilled from the sea. You've got a nuclear reactor. These are all non-renewable resources because there's a limited supply, or they're being used up faster than they can be replaced. And on the top we've got lots of renewable energy resources. So we've got a wind farm, we've got solar panels, we've got a hydroelectric dam, although that does cause other environmental problems. So yeah, those are all renewable resources. Fossil fuels and climate change or environmental collapse. So fossil fuels formed over hundreds and thousands of years from dead sea creatures or plants. So that's why they're non-renewable. It takes hundreds of thousands of years to form fossil fuels, and we are burning them up within a couple of decades. So that's a massive issue. So the examples of fossil fuels are natural gas, petrol and coal, and this little booklet was made by a year 6 student in the States showing you how those fossil fuels were made. And the reason why they're a problem is because fossil fuels trap lots and lots of carbon, and so when they're burnt, by doing that, we're releasing lots of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and that's causing what's called a greenhouse effect, and that is making the planet warm up. And here, these white, silvery objects in the water are all dead fish, and this is one of the consequences of climate change. So we really need to do some drastic stuff to try and reduce the impact we're having on our environment as human beings. Okay, hydrogen is a chemical element with the symbol H, and it can be used as a fuel because it burns to form water only, which is useful because there's no carbon dioxide pollution from the burning of hydrogen. There may be some carbon footprint from extracting the hydrogen and creating the things that are used that use it, but it's a step in the right direction. Okay, so we've got an artist's impression of what a hydrogen molecule looks like over here. This is hydrogen being burnt in a Bunsen flame, and we've probably done this demonstration in class. This is a balloon full of hydrogen exploding. So oxidation is a chemical reaction where one chemical forms a compound with oxygen. Combustion and rusting are both oxidation reactions. So you've got wood here, and after burning, you've got the wood joined with oxygen. And here you've got a rusty chain. So this was made of iron, and all of this red stuff is rust. The chemical name for that is iron oxide. Here's your summary slide. Fuel, a substance that burns to transfer energy by heating. Burning, the chemical reaction of a fuel with oxygen from the air to produce heat energy. Combustion, a different name for burning. Methane is a compound of carbon and hydrogen with the formula CH4. Fossil fuels are fuels formed over hundreds of thousands of years from dead sea creatures or plants. Climate change is the process of altering the Earth's climate caused by human activity. Non-renewable resources are something that has a limited supply or is used faster than it can be replaced. Renewable resources have an unlimited supply or can be replaced as fast as it's used. Hydrogen is a chemical element with the symbol H, and it can be used as a fuel. It burns to form water only. And oxidation is a chemical reaction where one chemical forms a compound with oxygen. Combustion and rusting are both oxidation reactions. Thank you very much for listening. I'll speak to you next time.